Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, talking about the do's and the don'ts of the markets, but the 10 top stocks held by the retail investors, which would be the public. What are they holding? What are they doing? And how do we make smarter investing decisions in our income accounts or regular trading accounts and our retirement accounts? And that's what it's all about, is making smart decisions to be able to sleep better at night, but also in being able to make better choices or having more fun in life. That's what it's all about. And we have a lot of fun on this show, Al. We talk a lot about, we've had actually a great year. It's close to the end of the year here, coming up. And we've had a great year of the show. A lot of people coming into these investing classes. By the way, if you did miss tickets to that investing class, you can call 952-814-4410 or just text the word invest to the number 484848. We do these classes right here in Bloomington. They're free. When you text in, you're going to receive a text right back. Make sure to click the link in there, and that's going to bring you to our registration page. That way you can find a date that fits in your schedule. So, Al, as promised, we have two more stocks to talk about with these top 10 stocks held by the retail investors. And, I think there's one of them I think most people have heard about. The other one, maybe not. But the number 9 stock is actually NVDA, ticker symbol NVDA. And this is actually, if you think about it, a lot of kids probably use products they produce. It's big time for gaming,
Exactly.
Graphics cards and just gaming computers. And there's been some supply chain issues, which might have been slowing things down with it, but it's NVIDIA. And as of doing this show, it's roughly at about $299 per share, close to 300 off its highs. But there was roughly around $2.58 billion in net purchases this year. Year-to-date performance, it's actually up 113%.
Yeah.
So great flyer. Great for especially during the Corona area.
Great.
Great mover.
Yeah, it would have been up higher had it not been for the supply chain issues. We've had a chip shortage, but, they're big in the gaming industry. They're also in the crypto sector, too. So they've got a couple of different areas that they really excel at. Great company. And it's had some pretty good growth, even though it is down off of its 52-week high. If you had just looked at around May of 2021, there again, we identified, or you could have identified a fantastic demand zone. It was only trading around $134 at that time.
Yep.
Now it's around $294 or $95, somewhere in that range.
Yep, I see that right there. Just for our viewers, I'll just kind of draw that out for you as well, looking at on a chart. So Al's talking about an area of demand, right?
Right. Yeah.
So where potential buyers might be selling, but that's where the institutions typically are buying, and they're buying in zones, right?
They're buying the zones, right? And that's what our core strategy identifies, are those zones. And then we've also developed a trading analysis platform called Click that people can use that will help them with not only the identification, but also will help identify the entry price, the stop loss, and the target that you have chosen based on kind of your unique personality.
Yeah. So just looking at that stock as that, that opportunity that was there for some people.
Right.
I don't know. There might be some people that took it. There might be some people that didn't.
Sure.
But here's just an opportunity that we're talking about, and kind of what that actually looks like on a price chart,
Right.
as you were talking about earlier. It's a story. And once you can understand how to read that story, that's where you determine where you want to be buying and selling. From that area, it went up about 150%.
That's
But
pretty
off
good,
that
pretty good.
high, though, from it was the high in November of this year. Now it's down roughly about 14%. So this is also a fast mover. So if
Yep.
there's an investor investing a lot of money into this, like, cash dollars, it's volatile. So that can be very nerve-wracking for some people. How do you help people become more confident in kind of doing what they want to do and following a plan?
Yeah, well, confidence is the word. That's really key. If you're going to be doing this, especially with the volatility that we have seen in the market and we will see for some time, you need to be able to have a strategy that gives you the confidence in putting a position together, getting in and getting out at points where the institutions are doing the same thing. Those are the people that are moving price. And when you think about it, if you're going to buy something, if you're going to buy stock in a particular company, you want it to go up in value. That's the only way that you're going to benefit if you buy it, if you're long, is if it goes up in value. So wouldn't it be to your benefit, put the odds in your favor, if you could identify with a high degree of accuracy where the big institutions are going to be putting maybe millions or hundreds of millions of dollars into a position, and then conversely, when they're getting ready to sell, that you'd want to know where that is so you could protect your profit and get out at that point.
Yeah.
It's the big institutions, the big players that move price up and move it down.
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at a price chart, and when you come to these investing classes, Al actually brings price charts up so you can actually see what they look like. He explains what each things represent. So, if there's a candlestick on a chart, so if you're listening right now and not sure what a candlestick is, actually Al explains and gives you the details on what that is. So that way you can start to learn those techniques and strategies to read a price chart to make smart investing decisions. But just for our YouTube watchers who are just looking at this price chart, it looks funny right now because you go back to 2015 or 2016 with NVDA, roughly around $3 a share. And it looks funny because it goes straight up. So these are opportunities that, if you're not investing in the market right now, opportunities that are gone. But now there's opportunities in three directions, up, down, and sideways. So you know what? It doesn't matter if you missed this upward move. Could it continue? It's possible.
Sure.
Could it go sideways? It's possible. We saw with Microsoft that it can go sideways for 17 years.
Right.
But there's also opportunities in down markets, as Al was talking about in the last segment with segment 2 with shorting. Opportunities to benefit as prices go down. So you, as a trader investor, you don't really care what the market does. You just want it to move. And Al, you teach these investing classes here in Bloomington and kind of dive into some of these different stocks, some of these opportunities that are available to us as the public. But to make smart decisions takes a little bit of confidence, but also you need a plan as well.
Right.
And that's where that begins, is how to make an investment plan. Come to one of these investing classes right here in Bloomington. They're free. They're about 2 hours. We have these on the weekdays and the weekends. Just call 952-814-4410 or just text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll get a link back when you call or text in, and that'll have our registration page to help you get started. So that we have one stock to go here, Al, and it's Alibaba. Ticker symbol BABA. Baba.
Right. You might have heard it referred to as Baba.
That's a fun one to say. And roughly, let's see here, about $2.2 billion in net purchases this year. Here's another one that is down about 49% roughly on the year to date. So here's another high flyer, another one that's down, and this is another one that is widely held by the public.
Right. Well, and this is why it's so important to have protection on your assets. And one of the things that when we were talking about confidence, one of the things that will help you to feel confident in your position is before you're even in it, you know exactly when you're going to get out. If you're wrong, you know when you're going to get out with a minimal loss or no loss. And if you're right, you're going to get out with the maximum profit potential that's there. And what happened with Alibaba is the Chinese government got involved. They imposed some regulatory crackdowns on a range of industries in China. And then Jack Ma, the founder, is under some scrutiny in Beijing. So, the Chinese government pretty much impacted a lot of the Chinese companies that are listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange.
Yep.
But it just, I think, really points out the importance of having protection. We mentioned earlier that 4 out of the 10 stocks are down.
Yeah.
Well, the people that invested, these are the most highly held positions by the public. So the public didn't go into the 4 that lost with the idea that they were going to lose money. But that's why it's so important to be protected, because not everything you do is going to be a winner.
Yeah, it's crazy too. We get a lot of investors, even come to these investing classes and say, say it was back in 2018, Alibaba, it went up 144%, and now it's 2021, 3 years later, and it's down 64% from that high, which is actually lower than that 2018 spot.
Yeah. So buy and hold? If you were buying and holding that stock, that is something that's going to cause you to go out and buy Pepto-Bismol or Alka-Seltzer, whatever it is that's good for your stomach, because you're going to need something.
That's why it's important to learn the skills to time the market, to have better opportunities in your investments. I mean, as to say someone invested $1,000, they were up, big, and then down. Now they're actually negative on the year. So having those strategies really helps you sleep better at night, but it comes down to having a plan. That's where you start. And where you start to learn that plan is these investing classes that Al teaches right here in Bloomington. These are hands-on. Al brings in these charts up so you can see what it looks like, identifying where potential opportunities, it's all past tense now because that's how we want to show you what it looks like.
Right.
And then learning the skills to build those skills to actually learn to do that yourself. That way you don't need a broker, don't need somebody to manage your money. So one last set of tickets for an investing class right here in Bloomington to get started. It's getting close to the end of the year, and we want to help people get started, have more financial literacy. Call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets, or just text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll get a link back with a registration page that will get you a date that makes sense for your schedule. Al, we've talked a lot about stocks here, different opportunities, and you always have some sort of tip at the end of the show. Let's hear today's OTA tip of the week.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about all these opportunities, and we want people to be able to take advantage of them. Unfortunately, a lot of people just never know what their full potential is because they fail to even start. As with anything in business or in life, successful people have a strategy that they follow. And these are some of the things that are included. Number one, don't get discouraged if you fail when you start, because in most cases you will. Ask for help from someone who's already successful and then use their feedback. And surround yourself with successful people. That's what our students do here. Be with other people that are actually more successful than you are, learn from them, and then never quit. There's always somebody out there that can help you, and there's always a path that maybe is the best path for you that might be different than someone else's.
Yep. As always, same time, same place next week. Have a happy holidays. We'll see you next week. Retire young, my friends.